All righty, let's see. See? All right, just really pin this really quickly, make sure I'm live, and I am. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stacey Storino. How's everybody doing? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're watching live, hashtag live. If you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay. I have thousands of students all over the world in many different time zones. So even if you hit hashtag replay, I see it and I like to heart and thumbs up those. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is a place where the more mature entrepreneur tends to go, where you know you've got to do content marketing, but you need to do content marketing that's going to lead to conversions. Building up your following or your subscribers, whatever the platform parlance is, sure, that can be useful. That's important, social proof and all that jazz, but you can't really deposit followers or subscribers in the bank. So the other two macro conversions that I'm all about teaching, no matter what free or paid version of me you're getting, and I'm here on YouTube every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I post the replays. If you have any questions during the live, ask them during the live when it comes to content marketing. When you ask questions on the replay, ask them in the comments section. I usually get notified and I do try to check back, okay? And it's really interesting. Something must be broken because I see a bunch of my students logging on over here and saying, hey, and it's showing me that no one's watching right now. So YouTube's a little frisky right now. Hope there's a replay. Anyway, usually there's a replay and I post it. And then there's content that comes up about content marketing on my channel. Mondays and Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays tend to be pre-edited videos. And then Wednesday is the live stream and the replay. So hashtag live, hashtag replay. Let me know if you have any content marketing questions. Today, we are going to talk about like what I see being very important, like the top 4 things that are very important for content marketing on Instagram. Okay, whether it involves reels or not, your content marketing on Instagram has to be more focused on the top 4 things that the company has announced is most important for them, right? So this isn't like me with my back channels, and this isn't me like guesstimating or what I've seen or what myself and my top performing students have seen. Although, hey, that can be important too. But what I think is super important is that when the company's top brass comes out and tells you something, and in this case, we're going to talk about Instagram's top priorities for 2022. There are 4 of them. It's not saying other things aren't important at all. It's just what Instagram itself, through, as per usual, its CEO, Adam Mosseri, has talked about. Yes, Reels is one of them. I've said it in some of my most recently recorded videos. I've talked about it on other lives on this channel throughout this year. But there's 3 other things that I really want for you to think about. The top 3 out of the 4 are really huge for you as the creator. And even if you're a business owner and you're not going for like the influencer kind of business model, that's fine. You're still a content creator if you're a solopreneur putting out your content. Why bother putting out content if it's not going to convert, okay? You need to get, yes, more followers, but yes, more people opting into your email list, because that's where about 3/4 of your monthly sales should come from, your email list. If you're not email marketing at all, you don't even have an email list, you're not capturing leads that just with a little bit more nurturing, you can get that 3rd all-important macro conversion, which is sales. Okay, so before I greet anybody, I just want to let everybody know, and I'll be updating the link in my show notes as well. Socialgram Shortcut is back open. I had taken down your ability to buy it because I was overhauling it. And as some of my students will know, 2021, I had a lot of health struggles. Not going to get into it. But now I'm on a cocktail of 3 medications. They've had to readjust it at times, but now it's working really great, which bought me enough time and bandwidth to be able to overhaul the whole course. The bonuses that came with the course were applicable, and a lot of them were updated and tweaked. And then I added more bonuses. Some of them are unannounced bonuses, but once you get in there, there's like 2-3 extra bonuses. So that's really fun. If you're already a student of Socialgram Shortcut, you probably got the email. I'm going to send out one more, just confirming everything's good to go. If you aren't in Socialgram Shortcut yet, and I've had several people ask, like, the link isn't working right now. I'm like, I'm overhauling it. I don't want anybody to buy it and get kind of like it's in the middle of reconstruction. That's not a good first impression, right? You're going to spend the money. It's a deep dive course. I want you to be satisfied. So I have pinned during the live the link for Socialgram Shortcut, the relaunched, fully updated version. And you can take a look at it and all of the announced bonuses at the very least. And we do have a payment plan for it. So if that can help you, that's great. It does come with a Facebook group, and there are weekly trainings in that Facebook group. So those are two nice bonuses right there. So I will talk about that, and then I will go back and globally update the link that's in my show notes, so that this way you will forevermore be able to buy it until Instagram whips something else out that I hadn't foreseen. But right now, there's nothing like crazy huge that they're going to do on the horizon, because these four priorities are really big for them. And this is where they're going to focus all of their energy. And TikTok is forcing some of this, but not necessarily all of it specifically. So I'm going to mention the four top priorities for Instagram that their own CEO said, not what I think, what their company boss said. So there is no more like word on the mouth than you're going to get than from somebody like that. So I don't care how old or young you are watching this live or on the replay. I don't care what your business model is. If you're using Instagram to market any of your offerings on behalf of your business, and you should, I really do think that you should go out of your way to pay attention to at least these top three of the four priorities that the company has for itself and for you. The fourth priority kind of can involve you, but is more of like on Instagram's end of things, to make it better for the users on the platform. And also, live and on the replay, do me a favor. If you could give this video a thumbs up, that helps. Not my ego, but it helps while I'm live to push this video out to more people while it's live. And then also on the replay to push this video out to at least more of my subscribers on the replay. Like I said, a lot of my students are in different time zones throughout the world. So it would be very helpful to them, forget me, if you would just hit the big thumbs up. It's kind of like you're putting a little tip in my tip jar. All right, so let's talk about the four priorities really quickly, and then I will go back and greet my students who are here, and if they have any questions or anything that they want to share with me in terms of like what they've done for their business this week, because you can also use this, even if you're not a paid student of mine, as like an accountability session. I can cheer you on, other people can cheer you on. Okay, so first, let's talk about the four top priorities, and these were put in order, everybody. So Instagram Reels is like the number one priority for this company right now. The second priority for the company and for the users is messaging. The third priority is for creators, meaning creators who can qualify to leverage, their creator fund on Instagram. Sort of like if you've created content on TikTok, how like certain creators can qualify to get paid by the TikTok Creator Fund. In full transparency, Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill, my family's business, they have like well over 800,000 followers on TikTok. For the last 2 years, they've been making money from the Creator Fund that TikTok has. So Instagram really needs to be competitive in terms of the creator economy. So they're going to really start creating more options, more features, and more ways for creators to get paid. Otherwise, where's everyone going to go? TikTok. And if they didn't do Instagram Reels, where would everyone go sooner or later? To TikTok. So we'll talk about Instagram Reels, messaging, and a little bit about creators. A lot of my students aren't trying to be influencers, but it's kind of just food for thought on the creators. What I just said is a good touch upon in terms of creators, which is their third biggest priority. And of course, rounding out the top four priorities, is transparency. So that's Instagram's form of transparency. So let's talk. So Instagram's trying to be more transparent in terms of its community guidelines, terms of service and use. If you go to their help center, you look up Instagram, help center, it's going to pull up a huge resource. And I've noticed that they've done a huge overhaul compared to just last year in terms of, oh my goodness, I went from being able to see the number of followers to it went to 0 again. Please, God, let there be a replay. Oh my goodness. Almost never a problem on TikTok, YouTube. Sorry. Facebook occasionally I might, but never YouTube. Oh my goodness. So I've said it before, I'll say it again. Instagram Reels, if you're not creating them and you're like, well, but I'm doing static picture images and maybe I'm doing carousels that have nothing but static pictures in them. I don't have to do the Instagram TV, formerly known as IGTV thing, do I? And I certainly don't want to do Instagram Reels. I don't want to dance and sing. I don't want to beat to death things that I've said on this channel before about you don't have to dance and sing to utilize Instagram Reels. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do. And if you haven't seen the last week's worth of content that I put out, you really need to. Okay. I know I went through a series where it was like marketing and branding for coaches and course creators. That series done. What I'm doing on my channel for the rest of the year, besides live streams and replays on Wednesdays, is we're going to be focusing on what's going to really help you market your business effectively through organic content marketing so you can get the conversions you need, not just more followers, more email list subscribers, and yes, more sales. And if people are like, I don't want to bother with an email list, I'm going to tell you right now, 98%, go Google it, I'm not making this up, 98% of visitors to your website and or your social will not buy from you the first time that they're there. They need more of what I call the know, like, and trust factor, or the KLT factor with you. Once they have enough, if you remain top of mind and they see you enough, yes, they will tend to buy from you when they're ready, willing, and able to. They will. But email marketing has a huge ROI, or return on investment. You can Google that too. The numbers are always in like the 1,000% mark. I've seen it be as low as 1,300% to as high as 4,200% in terms of the return on investment, because people still, even 20-something-year-olds, are still opening up their email even more times than they will visit social media. Social media and content marketing on YouTube are all great and they're all important. But if you are not building up an email list, it's going to be hard to build up enough know, like, and trust factor to be able to get people to buy from you. So I would put it on your to-do list to get an email service provider. I don't care if it's MailChimp. MailChimp still in this snapshot of time has a forever free plan. I think it's free until you get up to your first 1,000 email list subscribers. If by the time you get your first 1,000 email list subscribers, you're not making enough money to cover the fee that they charge you, that is very reasonable for their paid plans, I mean, I don't know what to say. What are you doing? You're an entrepreneur. Of course you're making money, right? So, but you're going to get 75% roughly of your sales every month from social media. And from your email list, and about 25% from your everywhere else, including your website, including YouTube and or social media. That's just how it goes. Those things are better at building the email list. The email list, comparatively speaking, is going to be better at getting you the sales 3 out of 4 times. That's just the facts. That's the probability and statistics that are still current today. So let's get to Instagram Reels and how that can help you, because that's of the top 4 priorities that Instagram has for 2022. The first 3 are really things that actively involve you. The 4th is for your benefit. That's the transparency, and if you look through their help center, you can now look up like Instagram and like body image and stuff, and they have like help articles and stuff like that. So that's part of the 4th thing for them that's on your behalf. It's not so much you, it's what they're doing for you, the transparency. So that's a top priority for them. The other 3 are all about what you can do for your business that Instagram is going to help you with, not just because they're all altruistic, wonderful folk over at Instagram, but because number one, the longer you help to keep users on the platform, the more they can serve up ads. So they can make money that way alone. Number two, they need to stay competitive with TikTok, which is just cleaning their clock right now. It's not to say that Instagram's nothing. This isn't to raise up an alarm, but Instagram is way, way, way competitive. I'm sorry, TikTok is way, way, way competitive with Instagram. So that's why they rolled out the Reels in 2020 a whole lot harder and faster than they would have liked. It was a very glitchy experience at the beginning, I remember. So, but for those of my students who, like, even in August, September of 2020, started to lean into Reels and TikTok, they blew up their businesses. I mean, honestly, they did. So can you still get growth like that with Reels now? You can. They're still giving you an extra algorithmic boost or push over and above however well your content's optimized, or even if it's not. Because yes, to some degree, the algorithms will like crawl over and surface your content, whether it's Instagram Reels or a static image post or whatever, and it will draw some conclusions about what your content's about. And it will try to push out your content into the explore page of users. So that's helping you like in the suggested mode of growth, and then optimizing your content with Instagram SEO, the keywords that you put in the captions, and then the hashtags, up to 30 hashtags. I recommend now that however many hashtags you use, it should all be in the caption of anything that shows up in your feed, which right now is anything but ultimately Instagram stories. But Instagram stories, you can use up to 10 hashtags per piece of Instagram story content. So that's really important to keep in mind. If you're not using Instagram Reels, it's going to be a lot harder for you to grow on that platform. I don't care if you have a fan base or a customer base that skews even super older, 50s, 60s, 70s even. If you don't believe me, I do have a video that's out on my channel. Did it publish yet? Let me check. I have so many of them. Can Instagram Reels build my email list? Let's see. That's coming out. That is coming out on Monday, I believe. This coming Monday. Will Instagram Reels work for my business? That came out the other day. Okay. So, if you for some reason have missed the last couple videos that I did, I'm toggling back and forth between Instagram Reels, and TikTok for a reason, because those are the things that are really going to grow your business. You really want to grow your business? Great. Just make sure that you're marketing like in the current way that things will work for you. Meaning, if you're old enough to remember Betamax and VHS, you don't want your marketing to be the functional equivalent of Betamax and VHS. When everybody's already skipped over Blu-ray and gone on to streaming. Those whose content marketing all the time or most of the time goes into streaming, those are going to be the folks that are going to be able to grow, because they're not just leveraging search really well, they're also leveraging the power of suggested on a given platform. With Instagram, that's definitely the explore page. Instagram can trot out other things from time to time, but the explore page is where you want to go. Hold on just a second. Daniela Waterhawk says, good morning, all. I could take a breath now. Finished our winter shows. I'm glad. I hope that things went well. Let me very quickly greet my students. If in the meantime you have any questions, especially about Instagram Reels, we'll again touch upon more stuff in a minute. And also make sure you give this video a big thumbs up so more people can see this while I'm live and on the replay. I'd appreciate it, and so would my other students. Hello, Heidi Mine. Hello, Lisa Spangler. What's up? Hello, Lenore Love. What's going on, Miss Lenore? Hello, Miss Bridget. Bridget Upcycle Lawson. Oh, and thank you for sharing. Hi, Mike Reinhard. Hey, Mike. Socialgram shortcuts back out, man. I gave the updated link, and I pinned it in the comments because I think you were one of the people who asked about it. I think so. But I was ill and I needed time to be able to recover, because that's a big course. Hey, Jacqueline Marchand, what's going on? That was a big course, and I wanted to make sure that I updated it to talk about current algorithmic updates. I've touched on some of that here. I go really deep dive into the course and how to fit your content marketing, whether you're a products-based business or not, so that you can leverage the power of Instagram. Too many courses that are out there, I find, don't talk about the algorithms and how to strategically leverage and create a marketing methodology that goes with the grains of the wood in terms of the algorithm. Okay, so Mike says, sweet, yay. Bridget says, yes, my friends are around that age, 53. They've discovered Reels and TikTok. Yes. And in fact, the fastest growing for TikTok, the fastest growing demographic right now are women aged 30 to 40, which many of my students, not all, it doesn't matter what business model they have, what they're selling and who they're selling it to. If I hear any more about I want to sell to millennials or millennial moms, well, guess what's blowing up on TikTok right now? Lenore says, can I email you later to clarify my access to Socialgram? You can email me. Yeah, sure. You know what, Lenore, though, search your, if you're already a student and you're like, I can't get in, you might be using an old link from when it was being stored in Renee Christine's ClickFunnels account. And then we moved it over to my ClickFunnels account. So on August 15th, 2021, I sent out an email to my whole list, Lenore. You might want to search through your emails. And it's from the same email address you got for today's live, for example. And August 15, 2021, I gave everybody all the updated links to all my courses. You weren't going to be able to get in if your email didn't match a purchase. Because whether it was in Renee's ClickFunnels account or mine, the way ClickFunnels works is the email that you made your purchase with is a digital key. It's just that we moved it from one account to another, so the link's different. So it's a different digital door that just so happens to match your digital key. So that might spare you from, having to email me. If you can find that email, that'd be great. Also, if you're in the student group, I also had for quite a time, I think it's still pinned up there in the Facebook group for Socialgram Shortcut. I pinned to the top the updated link. Lisa Spangler says Socialgram Shortcut link goes to ClickFunnels. Yeah, you want to know why? Because that's what you're doing. You're using the old link before it was migrated over to Renee Christine's account to mine, Lisa. So you got to look up the August 15th, 2021 email that I put out. It was like, master list, final update or something like that in the title, and use that. Lenore, if you're going to make a purchase, you can try the link above. So if you need to purchase Socialgram Shortcut, fine. But if you already had it, even though I've updated it, I'm not reselling it to people who already had it. Hey, Miss Marissa Parsons, what's going on? Lisa says, no, I'm using the link you put below. What? No, that can't be. Can you other guys try to click on it? Because it's working for me in my browser. Can you just go visit it and let me know? Oh, you mean the link in the show notes below? Yes, I have to go back and update that, Lisa. If you're trying to buy it, yes. We just finished everything for the update the other day. And so the show notes will be updated. If you want to purchase, you don't have it yet. That's pinned to the top of the feed while we're live. On the replay, that's my first priority, to change it here and to change it in my default. So when everything else uploads from now on, they'll have this new updated link. Yes, Heidi, thank you. To purchase, click the blue box above this chat while we're live. On the replay, oh, I see that now. Yes, Miss Lisa, yes. There is a payment plan for it because it is a deep dive course. And it comes with a Facebook group, and I do have a presence there, and I may go live in that group. Okay. So and if I do tend to go live in that group, it tends to be around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fridays. So, so you get like extra coachings with me, and that's just one of the bonuses over the course. The course has 7 modules to it. So let me just tell you guys really quick what those are, because I was like, oh my gosh, if that link's broken, my tech friend and I had tested it. So I'm like, it's got to be working. So lesson number 1 talks about properly setting up your account on Instagram, the right type of account. We discuss why you want to transfer to the right type if you don't have it, and how to optimize it so that you can not only get more followers, like I said earlier on this live, you can't deposit followers in the bank. So that's the first macro conversion. If everything else is set up right, and this is your ideal customer who finds you one piece of well-optimized content on Instagram at a time, whether it's a reel or not, if they're at all your ideal customer, you'll get a follower. But if certain things in your account, your profile, your bio aren't optimized correctly, they're just going to think you're another user and leave. So there's certain things that you do have to pay attention to, and a certain type of account that you want that has access to the things that a business needs. And so you're not wasting any more of your time because you want to drive more traffic to your business to do more business, right? But like, you might be blocking yourself, and it's hard because you're looking from the outside in instead of the inside looking out. So lesson 1 is like site work. If we were constructing your platform, like we were constructing a house, it's the basic site work that you need from an entrepreneur, business owner's kind of mindset. And I presume nothing. A lot of my students are 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. So what might be obvious to someone 20s, 30s is not obvious to everyone else. So we are pretty thorough about that. And we give you like a 30,000 foot view of where you're ultimately going when you're setting up your Instagram marketing methodology. Lesson 2 or module 2 really is foundation. That's where you're building your brand presence on Instagram. You're doing the right kind of branded presence on Instagram, and the right kind of brand storytelling so that you urge, if the right person's looking at your content and or your account, they're more likely to give you a follow or at least get on your email list. It is free for them to do those 2 things. If you're not at least getting those 2 things done, or even I don't even care if they skip being a follower, you need to capture the leads so that you can sell to them. I just said you're going to get 3/4 of your sales from your email list if all else is equal and all else is working and you have proof of concept. So how do we do this where the foundation is laid for your content holistically and individually so that you're delivering a brand-based experience that speaks to your ideal customer in a way that's shot through the lens of Instagram? Module 3 is structure. You're erecting the structure or the superstructure of your overall account. So you're not just posting stuff to Instagram like it's a bulletin board and running away and hope marketing. Well, I hope people see it and I hope they buy, and I'll tell you right now, I've said it openly on this channel, so I'll say it again. You can't just be like, here's a big stream of nothing but my stuff. Like, let's say you're a product-based business. Here's all my stuff. My stuff comes in green. My stuff's on sale. Limited quantities of my stuff. You better buy my stuff. Well, I'm not saying that can never get you sales, but if you're like, is this mic on? There's a reason for that. So we talk about the different types of content marketing that you can do. And for the restructured version of this course, what I did was we talk about all the different types of content that you can talk about, that you can create on Instagram. And I batched it. So what do you use that's primarily for growth? What do you use that's primarily for the community of followers you already have, but might still get you growth? And what's a good balance between the 2? And why you don't want to lean too heavily on just growing your account versus too heavily on your pre-existing audience. Because if you're not driving more traffic to your marketing funnel, it's going to be a heck of a lot harder to get them to progress down that funnel. If you've ever seen a marketing funnel, at the top where brand awareness starts, say with that first piece of content that they find in search or via suggested, say on the Explore page, if you're not getting a lot of people to the top of the funnel, you're going to have very few, if any, sales get all the way down to drop to the bottom, or people to drop down to the bottom for sales. So we talk about strategically in module 3, like this is what you do to grow your account with these types of content primarily. And also these types of content to keep the people around, to keep them engaged with your content on Instagram, to keep them, getting on that email list. If they're not, get them participating when you go live or in the comments and in the DMs, and then of course to get them buying when they're ready, willing, and able to. Lesson 4 or module 4 is really about facade. So module 4 talks about how to optimize the content, of course with hashtags, but now also with Instagram SEO, and why that's so important, and why you don't need to be a designer and worry about stressing out about like a perfect aesthetic and all, and you don't have to worry about all the friggin' filters and AR or augmented reality if you don't want to. Okay. Let me see. So then you have module 5, which is interior. So we talk more about how an outsider looks at your Instagram, like, sure, the bio and then any highlights you set up and then the feed, so that they're more likely to give you 1, 2, or even all 3 conversions if they're ready to buy now and they just so happen to find your account through a single piece of content. What can you do that when somebody comes to your business account the first time, that they're going to just slide down the funnel as fast as they're able to go all in one day? Because there are things that you can do to really convince your ideal customer that you are a business that's meant specifically for them with problems and or desires like what they have. Module 6 is commission. So this is how to, once you have a community, how to keep it going in a way that's realistic to your life as an adult, but how you can do it so that the Instagram algorithms are loving up on you, because you're not just growing your account, but you are getting a lot of micro conversions, which I go into what those are and how you can encourage them on Instagram, and how they all serve as data points that get your overall Instagram profile health score or trust score to go higher. Your analytics are starting to give you peeks into those scores, but they're never going to show you the whole thing, because then you might be able to game the system possibly. But for what you can see in the analytics, which we go into in module 7, and the other information that you can get in the analytics, and how to otherwise increase that KLT factor overall based upon what you learn in the analytics and what you learn from studying your people out in the wild on Instagram. This is how you can, from week to week, evolve, iterate your content on Instagram, so that over time, if you're paying attention to everything I teach in the course, over time, your account really, your income, your content marketing should be bringing in both more micro and macro conversions. You're not flinging spaghetti against the wall. You aren't. You really aren't, if you know what you're looking at and what to do with what you're looking at. I have a whole lesson that just shows you, now that you know what these analytics are all about, what do you do when you start getting the data? How do you reverse engineer to decide what to do and what not to do? All right. Lenore says, Lisa, that's what's happening from my old bookmark. Yes, Bridget is right. If you've already purchased the course, but you did it while there was still a partner program with Renee Christine, that's not all of my students, but for those of them where that is you, yes, you do need to clean out your bookmarks, because it's going to keep taking you to the old link. You have to clean out your cache. And it's always a good idea to update your browser and relaunch that, whether you're in Google or not. Google will start giving you warnings when you need to do that anyway, which I really like that feature. But you also want to make sure that you relaunch everything so that it's nice and fresh once you update your browser. That'll probably relaunch for you, but you may as well update your operating system and relaunch that too. Because quite frankly, it's hard to keep your account secure. It's hard to keep your device secure, because they're always putting these updates and patches, not just in the browser that needs to be updated, but your operating system too. So it's just a good best practice anyway. But Bridget's right. You also want to make sure that you clear your cache. So Miss Marissa Parsons, what's up? What's good? Yay, Lenore says, thanks, Stacey. I found the correct link and I'm in. So yes, for anybody who's on my email list who bought really any of my offerings in the past, except for Social Talk Shortcut and the Popularity Plan, your original links should still work, because those were under my account anyway. But everything else, if you've already purchased something of mine, you need to look for that August 15, 2021 email from me. Because I gave you all the links. You won't be able to get into anything you didn't buy though. Bridget says, so speaking of your courses, I'm only part way through Funnel Dynasty. Is there a section about YouTube and shorts? This week I'm focusing on learning all the short form vertical video things. That's a good question. So Funnel Dynasty is not a platform specific deep dive thing. I can go back and certainly talk about it in the Facebook group that goes with it. And we have coachings with Funnel Dynasty every Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which Bridget knows. But I'm just saying for the benefit of anybody else who hasn't bought that yet. I will be relaunching Funnel Dynasty. My goal is to relaunch that probably in about 2 weeks because I know I've had some other people express interest to get into that. But we do talk about content marketing and setting up a framework that no matter what platform or platforms you're on will work. Socialgram Shortcut is a specific nuanced deep dive into Instagram. Social Talk Shortcut is a specific nuanced deep dive into TikTok. But I can certainly, the things that we discuss in Funnel Dynasty can be applicable to YouTube and Shorts. And no, because it's really platform agnostic. But that's one of the reasons why we have the groups too. Marissa says, Stacey, if I am still working my way through Funnel Dynasty, should I just hold off on this? I don't want to get overwhelmed or distracted. Well, nobody wants anybody to be overwhelmed or distracted. I will say this, and I'm not just making this up. And then, Marissa, you make the decision that you want to make. Because, again, there's a payment plan available if anyone needs it. So you can break this down into bite-sized chunks if you like. Although it does work out to be a little cheaper if you pay for it all at once. And yes, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, but that's explained on the sales page anyway. I don't know if I'm going to continue past the spring in terms of doing weekly lives guaranteed in Socialgram Shortcut. I may not. I have got to see more activity there. I think a lot of people are just fat and happy off the course, which is kind of a good sign, and they're good to go. If you want weekly interventions with me, I'm definitely committed to be in there every single week for a live at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the next couple months. But depending upon how that group is, if it's largely fat and happy, I will swap out another bonus for me doing the weekly lives in that group. I'm $150 an hour, or I was when I was doing one-on-one stuff a couple years ago. So I think just getting in and at least taking advantage of the lives I know I'm going to do guaranteed every week, even for the next couple months, you're really getting your money's worth now. Depending upon what I see in that group, I may keep the weekly lives going. But, if it's like, we're all just fat and happy, Stace, and I don't know, I could just post my questions in the group if I have any and otherwise peace out, then I might have a different bonus. I'm always going to do right by my people. There's like 8-9 bonuses in Socialgram Shortcut. One of them is me coming in on Fridays and coaching. So if you want the extra benefit, not only of me coaching, but of course in there, we're going to be going through, because it's Instagram specific, people's Instagram accounts. I definitely can review your bio and suggest tweaks. We can talk about what your profile looks like, especially in light of, what was it, the facade module that we have? No, the structure module that we have. So, I can look at content. I can get very deep divey in an Instagram-y way. There. So I know that that's going to be for the next couple months. I'm honestly not sure. I have to look to see at how the group dynamics are doing. That course just might be so cohesive. I certainly don't get much in the way of refunds on it. Maybe that's just it. I don't know. So that's up to you, Marissa. The course is there. Okay, let me put it like this too. Regardless of what I end up doing with the lives, Instagram is still an integral part of pretty much anybody's business marketing, whether you are a products based business or not, whether you're a coach, course creator or not. It's very difficult for me to say that even if you're a gamer, I've had people who are gamers who have come to me and said, you know what, I will leverage Instagram after all, because that is kind of a sneaky backdoor way for me to drive more people to my YouTube channel and to my Twitch. So I mean, even for a gamer, they could leverage Instagram. So for the foreseeable future, I definitely plan on supporting all my courses, but that would definitely be one. Funnel Dynasty is my biggest deep divey course ever, and that's 13 bonuses that are in there. And one of them is definitely me showing up for the foreseeable future on Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in that Facebook group. And then would come really Socialgram Shortcut and then Social Talk Shortcut. That's like the holy trinity for me. And then I know in the past I've launched like mini course stuff, and I'll continue to relaunch them. They're fun and some people collect them. And those are basically evergreen, or with Frost in, they're evergreen to the month that they're in. So, but I think that it is a worthy thing to add into your repertoire, because I cannot imagine that Instagram wouldn't, Marissa or anybody else watching this, I cannot imagine that Instagram wouldn't be, at least one of the top 2 social media platforms that are most important to your niche. So, if you feel like you don't have Instagram on lock and it's purring like a kitten for you already, like, it's great to go through Funnel Dynasty, because like I said, that's platform agnostic. And there's so many moving pieces to content marketing specifically to go on. And then how do you manage your whole digital ecosystem that we have you build out with the plans that come for beginners, intermediates, and advanced. And the benchmarks, this is Funnel Dynasty, that the course is supposed to help you hit and move through. And that's part of the reason why the coaching is there too. I know Funnel Dynasty is a beast. It's the biggest thing I'm ever going to do. I have zero plans to do anything bigger. Like, I'm not going to have masterminds and all that kind of stuff. I'm not. Given my immunosuppression, I need to kind of go easy on myself. So Funnel Dynasty is my mastermind, if you will. And that's the top of like my value ladder. Socialgram Shortcut and Social Talk Shortcut are 2 steps on that value ladder. Then there's little mini courses and the monthly popularity plan drops for the digital content marketing only. And then there's my freebie. So if you haven't gotten it yet, you want to go to get this year's free guide on content marketing. It's like the top 10 reasons why you're viewed as a fake guru and what you can do to get more customers and credibility instead. So you can go to don'tbeafakeguru.com and get that and enjoy it. Yes. Yeah, I think I've only been sending from the woman101.com email address, but thank you for not giving the beginning so I'm not like overwhelmed by spam, Miss Lenore. I appreciate that. Says the August 15th, 2021 email came from the woman101 email address, if that helps anyone to find the email with the list. Yay. Bridget says you always have so many bonuses. So I don't know, Bridget, if you can speak to not just Marissa, but anyone else on the replay or the live, like how the 2 courses do complement each other. And it's not a matter of overwhelm. It's none of these things are like 30 days and it disappears. It's not like a challenge like that, if you will. I'm going to hide all the lessons, So, if you want to get extra coaching with me that's Instagram focused, you definitely want to get Socialgram Shortcut now, because if everybody just continues to be fat and happy otherwise, again, I'll find another bonus the next business quarter. But like once a week with me, I can play full out with you. I've helped people overhaul their their Instagram channel. So, but let's see. So the bonuses with the course, let me just say that. And then I'm going to get back and like kind of close the loop on Instagram's own official 4 focuses for 2022. If you go against the grains of the wood, I think it would be that much harder for you to get the business conversions you need at the volume that you could to really succeed. Do I think that if all you did was make like it was, I don't know, 2015, and all you're going to do is static image posts, and maybe if you're really going to walk on the wild side, you'll create like a carousel or a multiple images post, and that's going to be your marketing? Because I know that some people may be like, well, can't I just do that? And any student of Renee Christine knows, because she's a friend and a mentor of mine too. By the way, it's Renee Christine's 40th birthday. So for those of you where we have friends in common on the live and on the replay, make sure that you wish her a happy birthday wherever you're encountering her. Likely largely on Facebook, but you can wish her, a happy birthday in the comments on her most recent YouTube video as well. But Renee always had a teachable moment of can't I just? So when you're like, well, can't I just stick with the pictures? Because it's what I can do. Can't I just not do Instagram lives once a week? Can't I just ignore Instagram reels? Can't I just like completely avoid worrying about the algorithm or keywords in my captions? Can't I just keep doing what I've been doing? Yeah, and if that's been working for you, mazel tov, but I highly doubt it's really working for you in a big way. Can't I just really super optimize my captions and my hashtags in the captions and take the prettiest pictures I can? And won't that help me to rank in search? Yeah, the better you are at optimizing your content, no matter where it is on Instagram, no kidding, it can rank better in search. Are you going to get the algorithmic boost that Instagram Reels or even an Instagram TV video will get you? No, because Instagram announced again throughout a Mosseri in a separate statement that Instagram is no longer primarily a photo sharing app. It's a video sharing app first. It is more video first. So again, going back to what I said earlier, it's like you're marketing with Betamax and VHS and getting pissed off when you're getting Betamax and VHS results. I don't know what to say. So Socialgram Shortcut isn't just nothing but reels, but we do talk about why reels are important. And for sure, why you don't have to do dancing and singing in your reels. They don't have to be TikTok ripoffs, but they do have to be like utilized and leveraged in a certain strategic way for a business owner in order for those to make sense too. Because sure, the extra algorithmic boost that you'll get whether you really optimize your reels or not, you're going to see more activity on that than anything else you do, whether you deserve it or not. So if you're not optimizing really well, you're still going to get like hundreds of views. If you optimize really well, you could see thousands, you could see tens of thousands, you could see more. But, here's the thing, like, if you don't leverage the reels properly from a business owner's, from an entrepreneur's standpoint, if you don't leverage reels so that they bring you conversions, and there are things that you can do to tip that scale and the balance when it comes to reels, and I break that down in the course, then you're going to be like, this isn't really working either. Or I'm getting like a lot of followers, but like no business. So who cares? Yeah, I agree with you. Who cares? You have to really, this is all about content marketing for conversions. By the way, live or on the replay, if you're not in my Facebook group, Content Marketing for Conversions, you may as well join it. It's free. And there's 2 in the files section up top on the feed. There's 2 more PDFs that you can get that are not the same as don'tbeafaker.com. So, Lenore said, I forgot we have the same birthday. I have a decade on her. Oh, well, happy birthday, Miss Lenore. And I'm only like a year or so older than you then, if that's true. Happy birthday, Miss Lenore. Everybody wish Miss Lenore a happy birthday. So the bonuses that come with Socialgram Shortcut currently, definitely the weekly lives. Be remiss if I didn't, point that out. Definitely the Facebook group. There's 2 unannounced bonuses in there, so I won't spoil that. But then there's also the post a day guide. And it's done in a way that's evergreen. So that's cool. So if you're like, I don't know how to cover my daily post in terms of building up my KLT factor or my know, like, and trust factor, we do the heavy lifting for you. And you could just continuously rotate through it from year to year, and it works. Another bonus is the IG Lovely launch strategy. So that was a long live that I did. It's about 2.5 hours worth of training that you can access. So whether you're launching products, whether they be handmade or not, and you're using Instagram as a way to launch those products, and you should, or you're a coach, course creator, or something else, you can use the IG Lovely launch strategy. Then there's the custom hashtag Blackbook. That's kind of very evergreen, kind of really reiterates my custom hashtag blend that I teach you in the course, and kind of breaks out different ways to utilize it so that you do have a ready-made supply of hashtags that are good to use as a base, or at least to get your creative juices flowing as you create your custom hashtag blend that will help every piece of content that you publish, be it a piece of Instagram story content or be it a feed post, whether it's a Reels or not. Then there's the IG micro conversion cookbook. So if you're not great at writing copy, there are some starter templates that I give you that, it's a start, and it can help to save some time and stress. It kind of helps you to break the seal. For some people, even if they still don't love writing, by the time the seal's broken, they can actually do it and follow through in it. So it's kind of like copy and paste or copy and post anatomy to help you meet each of the different types of business goals that you're going to have, especially on Instagram. And then there's the Instagram tech toolbox. So on a rolling basis, I might be swapping videos in and out of there. But if you're like, I'm an older individual and I don't know how to create a reel, or I don't know I'm nervous setting up my business account. I'm nervous when it comes to doing a certain thing on Instagram. And I have a lot of students in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. I have 3 students tied for my oldest student right now. They're all 78 years old apiece. So, and seriously, Elizabeth's one of them, and she just slays all day with Instagram. She's in my socialgram shortcut course. And so, step by step, click by click things are helpful. So what I did was I by and large removed that stuff from the main course, and I put it in a bonus toolbox. And as I, can create and or curate more things, they will go there. But that will help you if you're like, click by click, how do I set up an account? Click by click, how do I optimize this? How do I do a reel? What's the best thing for me to do? Using this element or whatever. So that is really, really good. It also has some videos in there to help you secure your account, right? So yay! Happy birthday, Miss Lenore and Miss Renee. I already wished her a happy birthday in Slack and elsewhere. Let's see. So, okay. Big thumbs up, guys, on this video to help push it out while it's live and on the replay. Does anybody have any questions for me about Instagram content marketing in a more general fashion? I can tell you that if you follow, especially the updated version of Socialgram Shortcut, you can definitely reach your target audience through both search and suggested in a much more strategic fashion. And you can do a lot of very good organic content marketing without any ad spend. If you want to run Instagram-based ads later, you certainly can. Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill averages about $1,000 every week through just sales in the Instagram DMs alone. And we've never run an ad on Instagram. Not ever, not ever, not ever. We don't have to. If you want to, that's cool. You can totally do it. I'm not discouraging you. But what I want you to do is when you get the course, I want you to go through everything. Give me an opportunity during the weekly lives that I do in that Facebook group only to help you bulletproof as best I can, your account, its bio, the superstructure that you've erected so that you make the best first impression that you can for the first time visitor. Because you can get at least 1, if not 2 macro conversions off the bat from them. So I can say that I'm not discouraging anybody from ad spend, but if you're that's not what I want to do right now, or I want to be able to get my organic content marketing going, get proof of concept on my business if I don't have it already, be able to, be profitable in a stable way. If this can help me to get right side up on Instagram, that'd be great. But I really want to leverage organic content marketing for now. I can definitely help you to do that. This course is a couple years old. Now the updated version is like updated new 24 hours out from me being finished. But the base of the course has been here for a couple years. I've helped quite a people get to, within a month to a business quarter, hundreds to thousands of followers on Instagram. And I will tell you this, you don't get the swipe up feature anymore. They did take that away for Instagram stories. Now, any Instagram, there's a certain type of account only that can get it. But like if you have the account that I recommend and you set things up the way I recommend in this course, you can have access to quite a few things that other account types won't, period. And that includes the default account that you start with. And one of the cool things that you should be able to have access to is a link sticker. So my goodness gracious, you can link to a ton of things now. But again, going through Instagram's top 4 priorities for 2022, Instagram Reels is at the top. Messaging is the next thing. Creators are trying to create more opportunities for creators, including businesses in the creator economy. You can get paid while you go live. You can, earn money based upon traffic that your account gets. They might make it easier for you to have sponsored deals and stuff like that. Some of my students are working more the influencer model, including my gamer type folk, but most of you are products-based businesses. But still, say you get a big enough engaged following, you're going to turn down extra low-hanging fruit in terms of income? I don't think you should. And then transparency is more on Instagram's end than yours, but it's important. Messaging is also something that gets dealt with in a very fine-grained way in the course. I have a couple lessons that deal with DMs or direct messages on Instagram, how to encourage people to get in there with you, how to deal with the folks once they're in there, however they got in there. Maybe you go into the DMs of certain people and you say certain things, but not others, because we don't want to be sleazy and salesy, and how that might help whether they buy from you or not, it should encourage more conversions, maybe of all 3 types. And even if you get 1, 2, or, whatever, you don't get to sales yet with those individuals. They're going to be seeing a lot more of your content depending upon how you follow the Instagram DM strategy that I have for you. And then we discuss Instagram DM best practices. So if you're concerned about being too pushy or too salesy, you know what? You don't have to worry once you're done with that lesson. We also do touch upon what to do in another lesson if you get trolls, if you get bots, and what you can do to either greatly reduce the amount of bot followers that you get on Instagram and or greatly reduce the amount of non-qualified leads, non-ideal customers, what to consider doing or not doing so that you don't have too many of your competitors following you. They're going to research you as a competitor. You're going to get a certain amount of competitors following you. But I've had some people who start Socialgram Shortcut and go, I only seem to get bots. I only seem to get sleazy people. So people are shoving porn into my DMs. They're being creepy. They're being trolly, and or even if I don't have any of that negative stuff, it just seems like a lot of B2B stuff following me. Why is that? And we break down a couple reasons why in Socialgram Shortcut that might be the case and what to do or not do going forward so that you don't have to deal with that. And then we also discuss in the course, and there's updated ways to handle this, how you could even set it up so that certain things can't be put in your DMs anyway by either people who are following you or not, and what to do DMs or comment wise, so privately or publicly, so that you're not having to deal with a certain amount of abuse. No method is foolproof, but there's like a way to crosshatch or overlay to greatly reduce the amount of nonsense that you have to do. Hey, Creating Vonda, good to see you. So Socialgram Shortcut is definitely a good course for you. And yes, it's updated for all the algorithms, all the priorities. So messaging was what? The second priority for Instagram. They want to see more going on in the DMs. They definitely do. They want to encourage more community and more quality forms of communication. You can get a lot of that in the comments. You definitely can. But mostly you're going to get sales and or deep dive comments and conversations and networking in the DMs. So my course helps you to leverage definitely the first two things in spades. It can increase you being a part of the creator economy on Instagram, definitely as well. And then the transparency thing is really on Instagram itself. Oh, creating Vonda. I'm sorry. Did I skip that? Do they see moving things like sparkling stars over a static picture like a reel? Bridget says I can't see comments anymore. Oh, on this live? I know that's really weird. I think today's a little glitchy. So creating Vonda. Let me see if I can answer that. Do they see moving things like sparkling stars over a static picture like a reel? Are you talking about, and let me know, creating Vonda, if I'm off base. I blame me. But I think what you're asking is, can you create content that would be an Instagram reel that takes advantage of AR or augmented reality? One version of augmented reality are the filters that you can put on and or the special effects that you can put on. And definitely with reels, you can do that. You don't have to do special effects if you don't want to, but I discuss why in the course you might consider doing that. Sometimes when it might be appropriate and like how you're rewarded on Instagram if you use their tools. What I will definitely say publicly is that you do want to use Instagram's like creator, like little creator studio or editor. And that includes for things like reels. What no platform really wants to see you do is to spend more time off the platform. They want to do what they can to encourage you to spend time on the platform. So if that includes you spending more time in the editor, it doesn't even have to be like a lot of time, but if you're using their tools, I mean, they paid developers to create these things, you may as well use them. If they're new tools or stickers or special effects or filters, whatever, if they're new, they will give you like a little bit of extra boost juice, if you will, to reward you for using their new goodies. But they would rather you like either shoot your footage directly into the creators studio or the little Instagram editor, or, and I see no evidence that this would hurt you to do this, you take raw footage off your camera and upload from your camera roll into the creator, and then you create a reel. But they don't want you having something that's like crazy edited off the platform and then you just upload it and push it out. I don't know that it's so much getting punished as it is it won't get a lot of extra reach because it's not Instagram centric. You're not using their tools. Keep it simple. You're more likely to create reels more often. So you're on the platform more. You're creating more content that encourages other people to be on the platform longer as well, including your ideal customers. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. That's why at one point I was thinking of talking about like a lot of cool paid third-party editors and all the different cool ways you could play with them. But I was like, you know what? No, that's like a big, bright red distraction ball. That would have you be overwhelmed. And then you'd always be chasing this distraction ball. So, I don't want that to happen with you guys. Plus, Instagram's not going to really reward you for that algorithmically. Whether or not they ever punish you, I would only trust them coming out and saying that. But I would definitely say they do want you, and they have encouraged this. They do want you to play with their tools, play in their creator, their little creator editor. They want things to be all the Instagram way. So this is why I put out a video on my YouTube channel. Let me see. I'm about 2 weeks ahead largely. So I want to make sure that this came out already. Oh, this should be out by now. Nope. It's coming out on Monday. I lie. How I lie to you. It's coming out on Monday, March 28th, 2022. The video will be why your Instagram Reels shouldn't be on TikTok. And this is also a vice versa thing. So, and a lot of my regular students know what I'm going to say. So I'm going to say this really quickly. If you create a TikTok first, I know there's apps out there that will strip out the logo. Cool, but when you try to like upload the TikTok logo or no, you know, and try to repurpose it just directly as a reel, it's not so much the logo that tips off the algorithms that rule the Instagram platform, or tips off the AI or the artificial intelligence that is running all these various algorithms on YouTube. So many platforms, on Instagram. Sure, the logo won't be surfaced because it's gone, but if you're silly if you think the computer algorithms, which are just mathematical computational algebraic formulas that are run on a platform, if you think those algorithms can't pick up where the source file was, which is TikTok, you're crazy. So you can kind of like subjectively like remove the logo, but you're not going to objectively change where the source file was, which is not just your camera roll, it's another app altogether, which is a competitor app. So I'm not saying that like that in and of itself means your reel will get zero performance. I can't guarantee that. Do you think they're going to reward you with extra boost? Why would they? So, the surface level of the logo isn't really the big problem for you. Most of the human users wouldn't care if it was a repurposed TikTok, but Instagram cares because you're just using them as a Me Too and it also ran. So why should they reward you? Kind of makes sense that they wouldn't, right? Does that make sense? You can also get in trouble by using a TikTok video on Instagram or vice versa because of copyright strikes. So make sure that you watch that video that's coming on Monday. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do it. Creating Vonda says, question, if I create a post in Canva with a picture and put a moving element on it, will Instagram see that movement as a reel? The way that it would, that's a really good question. So the way that they would is, you would go into the creator like studio or editor. When you pull up that piece of content, in this case, you created it in Canva. And if you're publishing it as a reel, sure, it's going to detect that it's a reel. Right now, the video can't be longer than 60 seconds because that's the max file size or time. That's the current restriction. Do I think that at some point down the road, probably in the near future, this is a guess, but it's an educated guess. Do I think that they're going to go to like 3 minutes or longer? Probably, because TikTok's already like 6 months ago gone to 3 minutes, and now like they're currently still rolling it out. You can go up to 10 minutes on TikTok with your video length. So do you need to go longer? Not necessarily. I did a video, and it's definitely out on my YouTube channel. It's published. Why you should create TikTok 10-minute videos. But I also discuss in that video that has been published to my account now and is public, I also talk about why you might not want to do it and when it's appropriate to go up to 10 minutes once you can and when it's not. So you can create a reel with base content like that. It should work creating Vonda. So if you feel comfortable doing that, I suppose you could. However, I want you to remember a few things. Number one, if it doesn't feel like a video like what you tend to see on Instagram with reels, like take a look at reels on Instagram and you tell me. And you can even on Facebook. Facebook now has a shelf that should show up in your feed, like especially if you're looking at stuff through your timeline feed, there should be a shelf of reels. You can now share reels into Facebook. Should you share them there? I guess so. Right now, it's so new. I don't know. You may as well. Maybe those reels will get extra boost because it's a new thing on Facebook. Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same umbrella company, Meta, so they're not competing with each other. Instagram, Reels or no, and TikTok are owned by two separate companies, and they are head to head, and it's a bloodbath. So So it could register as a reel if you're in the reel creator and that's what you're uploading on your camera roll. Yes, creating Vonda. Will it perform well with the humans? If it might. It might not if it feels a little bit too different from just, a reel that feels more like a more loose and rough hewn kind of video. Because right now, short form video content like Instagram Reels, like TikToks, like even YouTube Shorts, if you've seen any of them here, they tend to be not like a picture with, a moving element in it. That might not perform as well. Maybe it will because it's so awesome and people go, wow. I don't know that the algorithm will punish you, but I don't know if a lot of the humans will go, ooh, pretty or not. It won't, it sounds to me like what you're recommending is not reels like in terms of what the audience currently expects, but by all means you can experiment. I don't think you'll like get in trouble or it's somehow wrong. As long as the video doesn't go past 60 seconds, I think you're okay. But another piece of advice that I would give you is to make sure that you're not just uploading it goodbye for all the reasons I said a minute ago, creating Vonda, because then Instagram's like, how much algorithmic boost should I give you? You're not playing with any of my Instagram based toys. So maybe because you've got that like glittering element on it, you're not going to layer down another filter on it, but maybe you put a sticker or two on it while you're in that like kind of creator studio, that editor, so that Instagram's like, oh, okay, she hung out for a little while longer and she's playing with our tools and like layering it into the the end product that's the reels, and then maybe that might help you, especially if you like search to see what stickers are new or trending, and go with that. Under no circumstances do I think it's like the best practice to just upload something, whether it's super edited and slick or not, and just goodbye. I guess it's better than nothing. Make sure you're optimizing your reel properly, with the right kinds of hashtags and the right kinds of keywords in the caption, and give it the best chance it can to perform. But normally, something that seems like very slick and produced and doesn't feel like rough hewn and in the moment might not perform so well. But give it a try. Like A/B split test it. Try a video like that versus a video where you're in it or your products are in it or there's some sort of depiction or illustration or demonstration of your services in it. Do you know what I mean? Because it does need to feel like a reel for it to kind of fit in with the corporate culture that's a reel. And again, a lot of high production editing before you upload it into the creator, as of right now, is not testing as good as just something that's rough hewn and in the moment. And maybe you play with a filter, a special effect, or a sticker in there before you, put it out. Creating Vonda. Thanks. I had already reworded my question to clarify before you answered. I need to work more with their tools. Yes, and it's kind of common sense. If you're not used to thinking of algorithms and what an AI wants, that's one of the reasons why I have value as an instructor, because I'm getting you guys to think, whether you're 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s, 60s, or 70s, I'm getting you to think about you are pleasing definitely the humans. If you're not pleasing them, we have a forest trees issue because they're the ones buying from you. But also, you do need to please the algorithms. So it's kind of like a yin yang balance sort of thing. Does that make sense? So the algorithms will help you get what you want if you help the algorithms get what the AI wants, which is to get more people, including you, yes, as a creator and not just as a content consumer, to stay on the platform longer. All right, I'm going to grab a drink really quick. Make sure that you guys go to visit what I have pinned on the live in the blue box, which is the Socialgram shortcut sales page. You can take a look. There's testimonials from students who have in the past completed the course, not just new or relatively new students. I can bring people in there by private invitation at times. There were folks like Mike and a couple other people where I had said to them, I'm holding off, and I kind of cut off the link so it wouldn't work because I don't think it's a great first impression for people to come in while this course is currently under construction is going on, sort of notifications of what looks old and what looks new, and what's an empty video player. Like, it's all done. It's all done. It's already designed. It's all good. And my current students are going through there, and so far so good. They're all happy. Everything works. Everything's great. So if you want me to be your coach in, shooting through the lens of Instagram focused content marketing, this is my Instagram deep dive course. Okay. It focuses on Instagram and nothing but Instagram. Can you use some of what I teach on other platforms too? Yeah, some of it, but it's all shot through the Instagram lens. It's all shot through how Instagram functions both above and below the hood. And I think the discussion on the analytics and learning how to become more data driven takes away more of the mystery for your marketing. And it's just difficult to have a failing like business or business presence on Instagram if you understand how analytics work and what conclusions you can draw based upon the data. I give you an example of looking at Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill's analytics and like what conclusions we drew and how we knew if we were on target or off target with our content marketing, and what adjustments you may or may not need to make based upon the data. So it's not just like, this is all your data and this is where you find it. It's like, this is what you do with it from week to week, so that you're rigging the game more to win. And it feels like more of a known quantity instead of, well, I'm just throwing a bunch of stuff on Instagram and I'll see what works. Yeah, there's going to be a certain level of experimentation on any platform, sure. And you can do what they call A/B split testing to kind of race things against each other and draw conclusions, again, from the analytics on any platform. But if you are talking about Instagram, they give you a lot of data. You have the right type of account as a business owner, they're going to give you a ton. But they can give you a ton. You have to understand what it is, what it means, and how to use it. That's one of the strengths of Socialgram Shortcut. I have never seen an Instagram deep dive course that looks at things from the angle that I do, ever. So, I've also been doing this for 8 years. So, and I have 7-figure businesses and 6-figure to multiple 6-figure businesses to, point to, and even people who are multiple 5-figure businesses, but they're in their 60s and 70s and they're happy with that. They had an expensive hobby of a business before that, or they kind of made some money on Etsy or whatever. So definitely take a look at the link that is pinned to the top during the live, and I will make it the first thing that you see in the description or the show notes down below on the replay. Okay, so, and that will help you out. And you'll get live coaching with me at least for the next several months. Every Friday in that Facebook group for Socialgram Shortcut. That's for paid students only. That's one of the really 9 bonuses that come with that course. And there's no need to worry about being overwhelmed if you have any of my other offerings or anything like that, because I'm not going to, it's not a disappearing course or a disappearing experience or anything. And you'd rather get it now before I either raise the price or, depending upon how things go in the group, I decide to swap out the live coaching from week to week with yet another bonus. Like I said, that's a group where people get in and they tend to get fat and happy really quickly. It's a thorough course. It's a really thorough course. So does anybody have any other questions while I'm live? Yes, there's a payment plan. Okay, I've been on for like an hour and 20 minutes. Again, if you're on the replay and you have any questions about the top 4 priorities for Instagram for 2022, and or anything that we discussed in here, let alone Socialgram Shortcut, doesn't matter what, at least put a hashtag replay down below so that we can see you and validate you for being here while we're on the replay. Again, I have thousands of students across the globe. Some of them are in different time zones. So unfortunately for them, they're never going to be here while we're live, but we love them anyway. All right. Thank you so much, you guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.